Hello students, today in this session I'll be covering Annamalai University's Master of Commerce first year subject Human Resource Management, and especially in this session I'll be covering lesson 13 to lesson 16, that is unit 4. Lesson 13, meaning of training and development. Training, what do you mean by training? Training is the act of increasing the knowledge and skill of an employee for doing a particular job. So normally when employees or individual joins an organization and becomes an employee, he should be trained in a specific job or task, etc., for his role in the organization. Maybe apart from the qualifications or previous experience or skill sets he or she has, he should be trained in the organization for their own requirements on specific tasks or job. So for this purpose training will be imparted to him or her. Okay, it could be an internal training under a supervisor or a person who is more experienced than the individual employee. So for that purpose training will be given. So also he should be sent outside for external training also, vocational training or some other management training, etc. So internal training is there, external training is there. Okay. Need for training? To match the employee specifications with the job requirements and organizational needs. Organizational viability and the transformation process for the employee to have a good impact on the job, and the organization needs to improve upon the current circumstances which they are in. Training will be imparted. Technological advances. When technology is advancing, when you hear about technology, it doesn't mean that it's information technology alone, but production technology is also matters. Okay, that's why it's just mentioned technology or technological advances. It's both production technology as well as computerization also. Mechanization, computerization and automation also is included under technology. So for matching the technological skills, whether it's mechanization skills or production skills or the computerization skills, the employee should be trained. Organizational complexity. With the emergence of increased mechanization and automation, manufacturing of multiple products and byproducts or dealing in services of diversified lines, training is also essential. Okay. Changing in the job assignment. When an employee changes from one position to another, he requires training. Now, objectives of training: to prepare the employee both new and old to meet the present as well as changing requirements, to prevent obsolescence, okay, to impart the new entrants the basic knowledge and skill they need, to prepare employees for higher level tasks. So when they get an employee gets a promotion to a higher position, he should be trained. To assist employees to function more effectively, to build up a second line of competent officers, to broaden the minds of senior managers, to develop the potentialities of people, training will be given. To ensure smooth and efficient working of a department, training will be given. To ensure economical output of required quality, training will be given. To promote individual and collective morale, in employee training will be given. Okay, and what are the types of training? So from this, the above, you can expect a question like what do you mean by training, what are its importances, or explain its importance, or what do you mean by training, what are the objectives of training, etc. can be asked. Particularly essay questions for Annamalai University is normally essay questions or short answer questions of 4 each. Now, types of training. Supervisory training, to get the supervisory capacity or necessary trainings are required. Sales training, sales improvement trainings. Clerical training, those in the clerical department should get a clerical training. Supervisor is nothing but managerial training. Sales training is nothing but sales acumen training. Okay. So these are the things covered in lesson 13. Now lesson 14, learning and teaching process. Okay, learning principles. All human beings can learn, and individual must be motivated to learn. Learning is an active process. Learners may acquire knowledge more rapidly with guidance. So guidance is required. So I am providing you guidance. You are learners. So I am providing you guidance as a teacher, so that you learn from the topic or the subject. So it's an example for learning. Appropriate material. So you can see that Annamalai University's material is available. Both hard copy or soft copy is available for you to learn, which are appropriate, which has appropriate content for learning. Time must be provided to practice learning. Yes, of course, for learning purpose, time should be there. Without time allocation, there should not be any learning happening. So, proper time requirement is necessary. Learning method should be varied for each and every training, like supervisory training, sales training, clerical training. The learning methods will be different. The learner must secure satisfaction from training. It's very important that the learner should get satisfaction while or after getting the training, so that he can use what he has learned. Learners need reinforcement of correct behavior. Standards of performance should be set for the trainer. Different level of learning exist. Yes, there are various levels of learning. Learning is an adjustment. Like at various levels is basic, intermediate, and higher level trainings are there. Different levels of learning exist. Learning is an adjustment on the part of individual. Yes, learning needs some adjustments in his knowledge level. Individual differences play a larger part in effectiveness of the learning process. Learning is a cumulative process. It adds one day after another. The knowledge is advancing. Ego involvement is widely regarded as a major factor in learning. Rate of learning decreases when complex skills are involved. When the things are complex, the learning has to be improved or acquired. New learning should be acquired. Learning is closely related to attention and perception. Learning involves long-run retention and immediate acquisition of knowledge. Learning requires, when you learn something, it has to be retained for a longer time, and immediate acquisition of knowledge. Immediately the individual or the employee acquire knowledge. Accuracy deserves generally more emphasis than speed. So speed is secondary in nature, but the primary factor is accuracy in learning and employing it. Learning should be relatively based, or relativity is relating to something is based on Learning is based on something relating. Learning should be goal oriented. There should be a definite goal for learning. And characteristics for learning. There are 6 characteristics. Learning is a continuous process. People learn through actual personal experience. People learn step by step. There is a need for repetition in teaching. Practice makes a man perfect. Yes, of course. When theoretical knowledge is put into practice, he or she learns. Conflicts in learning. Conflict in learning arises when the trainer knows or has developed some habits which are incorrect in terms of the method being learned. So it's a problem of the trainer, but a trainer is always required for learning. Now, there should be a conducive climate for learning is highly essential for serious participation, attentiveness, creation of interest, and sincerity of the learner. So learners should get a conducive environment for learning or for training or whatever it is. And there are learning problems also: lack of knowledge, skill, aptitude, and favorable attitude from the part of the learner. Knowledge and skill not being applied when the learner has some knowledge on the subject or skill which is not applied for learning. The existence of anti-learning factors. So against learning, the learner will apply some factors like various elements which restrict the development of learning. regardless of the methods employed, etc. It's a problem from the part of the learner. Irrespective of giving any good number of trainings, the learner will not apply it. Psychological problems like fear and shyness, inability to transfer learning to operational situations, link theoretical knowledge to converting to practical knowledge is not employed. Heavy dependence on repetition, demonstration and practice. Some learners, irrespective of getting repeated demonstration and practice, they will not learn. Unwilling to change. Even though they have learned many things, they will not change. The employee will not change, or the learner will not change. Lack of interest about the knowledge of results. Absence of self-motivation. For learning, self-motivation is absolutely required. Negative attitude about involvement and participation. Even though they have received training or learnings, they will not change. The employee will not change. They are adamant. These are the main things covered in lesson 14. Okay, learning and teaching process. Okay, you can expect various questions like learning principles, characteristics of learning, developing a learning desire to learn, etc. Okay, learning problems, etc. Okay, now to lesson 15, principles, steps and evaluation of training process. Okay, what are the principles regarding training? One is motivation. Progressive information should be passed on to the trainee as well as other areas. Reinforcement of training, that means repeated reinforcement of learning or training is required. Practice is required, not only theoretical learning, practice, putting into practice the theoretical learning, whatever has learned theoretically should be put into practice in day-to-day or routine job areas. Full versus part. Research has not indicated clearly whether it is desirable to teach the complete job at a stretch or dividing the job into parts. Okay, so it can be a full training at one stretch or part by part training can be imparted. Industrial differences. Individual training is costly and group training is economically viable. So instead of sending one person for a training, it should be sent as a group. Okay, the individual should be formed as a group and put into training. Now, areas of training. Company policies, depending on the company's policies and procedures. Specific skills requirements, human relations, problem solving, managerial and supervisory skills, apprentice training, etc. For all these areas, specific trainings can be imparted to employees selected, not only not in individual basis but as a group basis. Now, steps in training program. Preparing the instructor needs to be selected. Preparing the trainee, so who all should be given imparted training should be selected. Getting ready to teach, so there are too many things. Planning the program, preparing the instructor's outline, do not try to cover too much material, and other things needs to be prepared for teaching. Presenting the operation, what all things to be trained, areas, etc. should be presented. Try out the trainees' performance, how the trainees will perform after learning should be tested out. Follow up, there should be a follow up with the learner or a trainee, whether he has learned and applying it practically in his job. And there are organization specified or specific organization for imparting training programs. Those trainings are outside the organization. And there should be some evaluation techniques on whether how the trainee or the learner has learned. Production factors, whether he has improved on the production area. General observations on the work done by the employee. human resource factors, whether he has employee turnover is decrease in employee turnover, decrease in absenteeism, decrease in number and severity of accidents, and other things can be related to human resource factors can be gauged or measured. Performance tests, the employee can be or the learner can be put to performance test, etc. Cost value relationship, whether the cost has been decreased after training can be ascertained. And there should be some feedback to be received from the learner or a trainee after training, how they expect or what they expect, how they have learned, what they have learned, whether they can put the theoretical matters what they have learned into practice, etc. can be as a feedback can be received from the learner. And there's something like management development. Management development is nothing but it's a supervisory area. When an employee is promoted to the managerial level, he requires some additional managerial skills acquisition. So in order to acquire that managerial skills, that he or she is supposed to manage people under him or subordinates under him or employees under him. For that purpose he needs to have some managerial skills to be developed. For that purpose, management development, it's a separate area apart from the normal learning or training. He should be sent to a managerial institute or program, come under managerial development. So these are the things covered under lesson 15. Now to lesson 16, techniques of training and development. What are the techniques of the job training? So it is direct and can be used for larger group of trainings. Put the off the job, not on the job. It presents the overview and scope of the subject clearly. So it will give them, that learner, an idea about, an overview about what is the scope of subject to be learned. It presents the principles and concepts and policies and experience in the shortest time possible during the training. Conferences and seminars, the employee will be or the learner will be sent for conferences and seminars at the higher level. Case studies will be presented with case studies through which the learning happens. Role playing, he has to play a role among the trainees so that he learns from the off-the-job training. Business games, he will be put into business game scenarios and all, so that he learns from that. Program instructions, he has to repeat the program in a sequential manner, step 1, step 2, step 3, like that till the end. So it's a time consuming process, but he or she can learn from the programmed instructions by reading it and practicing it. Sensitivity training, he should be given awareness, development of awareness and sensitivity to behavior patterns of subordinates or employees in an organization. And these are the things. Then we have the on the job training, like job rotation. He will be put into various jobs during a several period, 2 months, 3 months or 6 months period. He will be put into different job areas or job responsibility, and he will be given training on that. Coaching, he will be put under a supervisor or manager, and the manager will be mentoring or coaching that particular learner. Understudy, he will be put under somebody who will guide that person on his job. Multiple managements are a system in which permanent advisory committees of managers study problems of company and make recommendations to higher management. These are the things that comes under on the job training. Also he or she can be sent to various training institutes, in-house staff training centers, colleges of organizations, management associations and productivity council. Kerala Productivity Council is one of such management training institutes under the various management organizations. Okay, university management departments, management consultants, independent training and management development institutes, etc., who conducts various training programs for various levels of learners. These are the main things covered in Unit 4, Lesson 13 to Lesson 16. Thank you very much. Happy learning.